It is on.
Something
It
in
is
the
working.
waters today.
I know. Just it's been it's an odd day because it's been
Yeah.
overcast and grey and a bit miserable, but
Mm,
really warm.
but warm, yeah. It was like 17 degrees at like when I leave the house,
Yeah.
7. Yeah, it's been very strange. Very
Yes.
strange.
Yes.
Mm,
But what's not strange is tagged up. Welcome, friends. Well, that's not true. We're strange as fuck.
yeah. We're
Welcome,
less
friends.
strange today with Adil not here, but still strange.
No, he's off swanning around in the Netherlands,
Mm,
drinking lovely beers, as we will be
not
doing very,
jealous.
very short. Not jealous at all, not in any way. Last time he did it, and you very specifically said, "Let me know when it is." He's just there.
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, I'm not
Yeah.
here this week. I'm here." I'm like, "Oh, all right, fine,
Well, okay. Well,
fair enough."
fair
Didn't
enough.
want to hang out with
Yeah.
us anyway. It's fine, you know.
Yeah. I would have only cramped this time. Yeah.
It is episode 446. We are a craft beer and video game podcast where Lucy and I are going to drink some beers and talk about some video games. Lucy, why don't you kick us off? What are you going to drink this evening?
I'm still going through the stash of alcohol-free
Mm.
beers, and this is from Below Brew Company.
Okay.
Are they, I'm guessing they're alcohol. Were they the brewery we mentioned last week? I can't remember, but I'm wondering if they're alcohol-free only brewery. I'll have to Google that.
Let's have a quick look.
But yes, this is a New England IPA called the Cosmic Turtle.
Good name.
Alcohol-free, yep. Alcohol-free, 0.5%. A delicious snooper with a huge amount of Citra, Mosaic, Amarillo, and El Dorado hops. A crushable, hazy, and tropical hop bomb. What to expect? Complex fruity notes of pineapple, guava, and papaya, followed by a mellow bitterness. So I'm expecting the tropical fruits.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, over alcohol-free.
Nice.
A
Nice.
bit parched, so it'll be nice and refreshing.
Come just
at
at the
least.
right time.
Mhm.
I can't tell if they're an alcohol-free only space because it doesn't tell me any alcohol percentage on each of the pages of the beers. But this is more of a web shop. They do so the Cosmic Turtle is listed on there. Doesn't say on there it's like an AF beer or anything like that. It just lists the beer
really?
as it does with all of the other ones. So perhaps they are. The only one that they do say is an AF beer is a collab with Electric Bear, but that is an Electric Bear brewed beer. So that's
Right,
probably
yeah.
why they've called it an AF. But yeah,
Yeah, because I
maybe they
just
are.
looked at the address and then it's in Bath, and then after the postcode it says Crafty AF Limited. So
Oh,
I was thinking, are
okay.
they all alcohol-free beers? Well, we'll see. We'll see. This is as I say, the first time I've ever seen or heard of this brewery, from my recollection. So,
Yep. Yeah. Fair. I've never seen them. Never seen the can art before.
Yeah,
You say they're a Bath brewery.
it says brewed and canned in Below Brew Company, Avondale Road, Bath.
Okay.
BA13EG.
Nice. Fair.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I'm going the other end. I'm drinking a dipper because why not? I'll stick to what I know. But I picked up a little box from Northern Monk, which is it was a 6-pack of Hop City beers. There were three different beers. I think an Italian Pilsner, a double dry hopped IPA, and this dipper. Each of them suggest they're from slightly different places. So the Pilsner was from the US, the IPA was the UK, and this one is from Europe, and it's a collaboration beer from Northern Monk with Indie Hops and Revenant Brewing Project and Lothran Brewers Select. So I get a little bit of flavour text in collaboration with Finland's Revenant Brewing Project The Essential Big Juicy Double IPA, bringing vibrant notes of peach, lemonade, and fresh melon, perfectly balanced and bold with indie hops, Luminosa, Lorien, and Chinook. And it is 8% as a dipper, so I will crack that. But I kept getting emails from Northern Monk saying, we're doing free delivery on our boxes at the moment. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is one of the things, one of the things sort of pushing me away from ordering boxes, wanting to try and find mixed cases of different breweries and those kinds of things at the moment, as I have even less time these days to get out to the bottle shop proper, across the other side of, well, there's a couple, but the other side of Bristol, which isn't far. I'm just not over that side of the city very much anymore. Unlike the old days when I could just pop down the road and was ultimately in Bottles and Books, which I think is called something slightly different now. Bristol Bottle Shop, I think they're called. But went over to Northern Monk and I'd missed the free delivery by like a day. And I was like, oh. So I had a look anyway. And I'm like, well, okay, cool. This 6-pack was like 30 quid, £29 or something. So I'm like, why not? We'll have a look. And they're Hop City beers. They're obviously brewed more for the festival, which is a good 5 odd months ago or so. Now, I think on the back of the can it said mid-May. But it was a nice mixture of different beers at a reasonable price. So I thought, why not? Let's do that.
Treat yourself.
Exactly.
You work hard. Yeah, exactly. You only live once.
I did, and unfortunately, I then went around the corner, and the shop around the corner's got some new left-handed giant beers in, so I brought some from there as well. But they can sit in my fridge for.
And then I bought myself a private jet. And okay.
That's it.
Treating yourself has limits. Yeah.
Absolutely, that's all I did today. That's fine. We'll come back to you, Lucy, for the Cosmic Turtle.
Yeah, I saw your beer. I had a little peek of it and saw the quite large head on it.
Yes, there was, very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, that looks like a beer. This doesn't. Poured with basically no head. You can tell it doesn't have the body of yours. It's it's hazy, but not completely cloudy. Already had a sip of it because, as I said, I was parched. And compared to the beer that I had last week, the albino pasta from Dea.
Yes.
That had a decent amount of body and looked like a beer. It looked, it looked the part. It had head. It looked like it had some body, and it did have some body. This, I'd say that the only saving grace that it has is that it doesn't have that overwhelmingly artificial sweet taste to it, like a lot of alcohol-free beers. It has a much more. You can tell it's like fruity and stuff like that, and getting a bit of guava, a bit of that papaya, probably more so on the nose. The nose is really nice, but I'm getting hints of that in the flavor, but they're so subtle. It tastes more like a squash or a cordial for you posh people.
Yep.
With a bit of carbonation, just like I don't know, like Robinson squash. I don't know what flavors they do, like a guava flavor.
Sure.
That is just like quite diluted because it's quite thin. It's quite watery. It doesn't have the body of a beer. There's not much carbonation in it. There's a little bit of effervescence on it, but it's mostly still. You're not really seeing any bubbles rising up the glass anymore. Hence the lack of head.
Yep.
But I'm not hating it tonight because I was like thirsty. I'm basically drinking flavored water, but slightly flavored water. Which is, if you're talking about a beer, even an alcohol-free beer, is probably not a good thing. But for tonight, I'm just like, you know what? It's not water. I love my water, but it's like, it's like flavored water. It's not bad in that sense.
Yeah.
If I wanted a beer, if I was like, gosh, Ben, I really want a beer, but I'm going to go for alcohol-free beer, and this is what turned up on my doorstep, I'd be like,
bit upset.
Much different tone,
Yes.
So yeah. Not a good one, but as I say, it hasn't got that artificial sweetness that can be a bit tinny as well, tasting metallic tinny
Yeah,
sweetness kind of taste. It doesn't have that, which is good.
You you drink a reasonable amount of alcohol-free beers. Um,
Mm.
I can't remember. I know Adil has, but have you had many hop water? And again, they're not
I
really
think I had it
beers, are they? But
once. I think I had it once, and it was just like, yeah, just like fizzy water. Like the only fizzy drink I drink is beer.
yeah,
I don't like pop or soda. I don't like, you know, I don't really drink much. Like I don't drink champagne or anything. I'm not that fancy, not bougie. But yeah, the only fizzy drink that I drink is beer. So, and if I don't want to drink beer, I'll have water.
yeah, fair.
It's just like, so hot water is I get it, but it just doesn't have all the aspects of beer, and it's like the same with alcohol-free beer. You're not getting it's not even about the alcohol. Sometimes it's about the flavor and the body. Like you can have
Yes,
like a 3% table beer and be perfectly happy with that. So
absolutely.
this is just more of a, experiment that's a holdover from like when we did Dry January. As I said, I got a bit giddy and bought a few of them. But it's been a good experiment seeing which ones are pushing through
Mhm.
and which ones are like feel more innovative.
Yeah, yeah.
And it'll be good come, well, we may not do Dry January, but there'll be a big push for the alcohol-free beers come January.
Yes,
So it'll be interesting to see what next year's crop looks like. So it'll be a good comparison.
absolutely. I
Mhm.
only mention hot water because I think a few more people are starting to make it. Let's say,
Mhm.
and obviously it is zero hot water is alcohol free. It's just water with hop flavoring, I think.
Mhm.
And I'm wondering at what point do the alcohol free beers kind of edge much more on that sort of side of things? They are just like soda stream with hops, just a bit of fizzy
Yeah.
water with a little bit of
Yeah.
flavoring in them. And at what point do people kind of go, well, actually, I'm sort of okay with that because, I'm edging more towards that way rather than wanting a bigger beer that is
Mhm.
alcohol free. We have a range of kind of experiences, I suppose, now from hot water to alcohol-free beers, to table beers, to micro IPAs, all the way up to tippers and imperial stouts. Getting
Mhm.
up to the heady heights of the sort of the double-digit percentages. But you would imagine that the alcohol-free or the hop water market is trying to speak to the alcohol-free drinkers, and the alcohol-free beers are trying to speak to the hot water or more water drinkers, as well
Mhm.
as people who want to drink bigger beers and
I
stuff.
guess so.
It seems like a bit of a
There's a
weird
Venn
market.
diagram of somebody
Mm.
who falls into that, and it may just be Adil if his own soda stream. So, um,
The only
yeah,
person in the UK with a soda
yes,
stream.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
They
fair.
crunched the numbers and they located them in Durham, and they're just like, we need to find this person. And they also love like anything from Vault City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That man does drink a range of liquids, doesn't he?
Mhm.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Cool.
He's a Renaissance man.
He is absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is again why he's just floating around the Netherlands currently on his
Yeah.
little grand tour.
Yeah.
Cool. The Hop City, or the Hop City Europe, I should say, the double IPA version. I think this was probably brewed in, I would imagine April kind of time if they're gearing up for a May
Mm.
sort of festival. So it's a few months old now, not massively. So we're only in September, so it's what maybe 6 months, if that. And as with all beers, you kind of want to drink them a little bit closer to when they are brewed. But it's pretty good so far. I think it's an interesting mix of flavors. So the nose is very kind of like flat lemonade almost. So it's
Mm.
got that little bit of lemon in there, but it's not giving you, and it's not anywhere near as carbonated as a lemonade is when you sort of pour it. Even though I had a lovely big sort of frothy head, it doesn't have that carbonation to it when you drink it. And on the nose, you're getting that lemonade, but you're also getting that little bit of melon. And the flavour flips when you actually taste it. So you're getting a much bigger hit of melon and just a touch of that kind of citrus seeping through. And it's a little bit maybe wetter, a little bit more watery than I would expect from a dipper. Again, another beer which doesn't have that alcohol kind of burn, doesn't feel that little bit bigger. Could be mistaken for, a 6% IPA. But it does have a little bit of a tang to it. And I don't know whether that's the combination of flavours or whether that is just a touch of age to it. Just that little sort of 5-6 months that it's been sat in the can for it. I could see the tang being a little bit of that combination. So a little peachy, the melon, a little bit of citrus in there as well. I could see it having that as its kind of aftertaste, but it's difficult to know kind of where that's coming from. Hopefully that's something, because it's not great, that little tang, but hopefully it's something that dissipates a little bit as I'm drinking it.
Interesting. Not the... Oh. Bless her.
See you in the morning. No.
You baby.
Big baby.
Yeah. God. Yeah, that's not the... Probably not what I was expecting just from the look of that beer. Yeah, I was expecting that like those bold flavors just to come out of that.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I think they do. The flavors are there. Again, they're not massive. It's not a big hit, and it's definitely overtaken by that finish to it. Definitely.
Maybe I'm being unfair because I haven't had a Northern Monk beer in quite some time.
Yeah.
But I just think of like Daya or Beak or like Baron for those like really old fruity flavors. So yeah, not everything is on that side of the spectrum, even though it may look like aesthetically it could be.
No, absolutely, and it's got that lovely sort of orange kind of tinge to it as well, which you really get on the camera. Solid block of color, but not like when I can't remember which beer it was. A deal bust out. Was it the Cloudwater Rivington one, or maybe a previous week where it looked like juice. This doesn't quite have the viscosity sort of to it, and the color is a little lighter than that, but it still looks like a lovely beer. It smells like it's going to be a lovely beer, and then when you get those first initial flavors, you're like, oh, this is a nice mix, and then it just that tang just takes over a little bit. But hopefully, if it's an age thing, that tang will stick around. If it's a flavor combination thing, it will start to sort of disappear as I kind of get used to it. So we'll see by the end which way that kind of falls.
Right.
But I mean, as an initial flavor, it's nice, but it's not quite, as they say on the can, the essential big juicy double IPA. It's not big, let's say.
Right.
It's medium. It's a medium sort of level of flavor. But yeah, we'll revisit at the end of the show. We'll revisit your beer as well when we come to talk about them at the end. But let's turn our attention to some games. Have you? I know we only got together kind of
Was it Saturday?
5 odd days ago. Yeah, Saturday. Have you had much time to put into anything or play anything new?
Absolutely not until maybe 7 o'clock today.
Oh wow, okay.
Because because I was like, I haven't played a thing. The days just elapsed. They went by, and I was like, oh, haven't picked up Silk Song again. Haven't played anything.
Yeah.
But today a game called Easy Delivery Co. Easy Delivery Company came out. I'm not sure if it came out anywhere else other than Steam, but it's this like the vibes. Just looking at it, you can probably be like, yeah, this is like early PS1 Silent Hill looking graphics,
Nice.
and I was like, okay, you've got me there. You've got me on the aesthetics of it. But you're basically playing this cat that looks like a Animal Crossing, like the early Animal Crossing
Yep.
game character. And they're just in this very, you were talking about, well, before we got on, a game called Arctic Awakening. It seems like the wintry games are already descending upon us, even though it's still autumn. But yeah, it's set in like a very snowy, kind of hilly town, and you're basically just got your van and delivering different packages to different companies and businesses throughout this what seems to be quite a small little world. Yeah, I've only put like an hour or maybe more into it. Just probably less than 90 minutes, all in truth. But yeah, it's like the GTA missions. Sometimes you just used to do like the taxi fare missions or the the fire truck missions. Just like I'm just gonna chill out and do this. Low stress, no major penalties, and just low stakes to it. And that's basically what this game is. It's just like the reason why I don't know how much time I put into it is because I was just like playing it and I was like, oh god, it's like 8:10 or something like that. And it was just like time just went by. I was just like just zoned out playing it. It's as I say, it's quite low stakes. It's you deliver packages and it's you get money for each delivery. And basically, it's quite a snowy and sometimes treacherous, like kind of terrain, and you can often lose your packages. Like one of the first deliveries I did was like a stack of pizza boxes on the flatbed truck that you're driving, and like 80% of them fell out by the time I got to deliver it. And it's like, oh, there was no penalty. It's only a penalty if you like drop all of them and have to get back out of the car,
right,
and put it back, put the payload back in the van. So yeah, there's no penalty to like dropping things, even if you have to get out of your car because you've lost everything and put it back in. There's not really much of a monetary penalty against you. I don't know how big or small it could be. Maybe like 20% penalty or something like that. Every time you have to get out of your car, but it's low stakes. The most you have to do is like fill up your petrol every now and then, or fill up your energy because with like energy drinks and coffee, and like not be out your vehicle too long because otherwise you'll just freeze over. But yeah, it's quite low stakes. Just chill out, listen to like a radio station on there. There is some progression. Like I think it's given me like tasks to do, like okay, go meet this person in their cabin in the snowy peaks. Oh, I've got to the snowy peaks, there's snow everywhere, I need snow tires, so do a few fares and build up enough cash to buy some snow tires. And there's little quests like that. But yeah, early on, apparently it's only like 5 hours long, but it's just one of those where it's just like I'm just letting this wash over me because it's sort of like nice and relaxing. And as I say, I love the aesthetic of it. It's like, early PS1 kind of lo-fi, small draw distance.
I was going to say that
Silent Hill looking.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's almost a reasonable kind of draw distance, but that fog effect is really good that you can see that little bit, and it then just gets that that little bit denser. It's kind of this sort of low poly, low threat. Death Stranding. This is your Death Stranding, Lucy. But I was going to ask, what are the the stakes to it. So if you make your delivery, great, you get some money, and then you can upgrade with a few sort of things. But are you kind of picking up? You going somewhere to pick up sort of the missions or the deliveries, or do they just sort of like pop through to you and you're like, cool, I'll go to point A and then I've got to get to point B through this landscape?
Yeah, you can select a number of jobs. Like these jobs always basically go into the start menu and it gives you a list of jobs, and
Right.
you can go to like it tells you the area. I mean, the area names are very simple. It's like Upton, Eastern, Western.
Sure.
so it's like, oh, I'm in Western. I can pick up a delivery that starts out in Western and ends up in Eastern. Or alternatively, I can go to Eastern and then pick up the package there and go Upton. So it's like it's quite freeing in like you can just do small little deliveries that have a small payout, but it seems kind of pointless. You're better off just doing the bigger deliveries so you can buy, have the freedom to buy like the quest items sooner rather than later. But I, as I say, when you say stakes, there's not really any. I just think it's like, come drive around in this, fairly relaxing world. Yeah, we'll put up a few little hurdles for you, like making sure that you have enough energy drinks on you so you don't pass out or anything. But the penalty even for that is like, okay, just wake up and do the quest again. No, I think I had low energy. And you have to get out the car to pop open your energy drink. And I wasn't sure of the controls, so I popped out of the car to pop my energy drink. And by the time I figured out how to pop the energy drink and drink it, I had frozen to death. And then
Brilliant.
And then it just restarted, and I was just on that same delivery.
Just fumbling with your can of Monster.
Just like, oh, my hands are frozen now. And then that's it. No energy, frozen to death, and that was it. But
I mean, it's a right PS1 cat.
What
kind of hands do they have?
Yeah, no thumbs. Yeah, it seems really cool. I'm enjoying it. So,
yeah, nice. Cool. I like the aesthetic. It looks like it's as you say, it's sort of a smaller kind of world as such. But I suppose it's got to be reasonably large for you to have some distance in terms of sort of that travel time for driving and those kinds of things. As it's it's not like Death Stranding where you're like, cool, I've put everything on my back and now I'm walking, across whatever landscape I've got. You do have, and obviously you've got vehicles in Death Stranding, but you do have a vehicle to be able to take advantage of being able to travel those distances, which I imagine you have from the outset. So there's no there's no sense, I suppose, of scale progressing with sort of difficulty necessarily. Everything, maybe speed increases with wheels and things like that, but it's that progression is not as stark as say something like Death Stranding.
No. As I say, if there's any more upgrades beyond the snow tires that I've just got, they'll probably just be small or just to unlock new areas, and just progress through whatever kind of. Well, it's not really a story. You talk to like the little townsfolk. Everything just seems it has that Silent Hill vibe where it's like everyone. It's like they don't know they're in Silent Hill and they don't know what they're doing there, and they're just there with like weird, offhanded remarks, and it's
Right.
But it's got that just chilled out. I'm on the road, doing deliveries. It's very quiet. There's nobody else on the roads because who would be in the middle of like a snowstorm or whatever. And as like it goes from like day to night, and just like in the night, snow's falling, you put your headlamps on and just chill to a bit of radio.
Nice. Have you? Seems like the kind of game that you would potentially put a podcast on in the background and listen to. But have you done that, or have you been listening to sort of the in-game?
No,
music?
I just for the first 90 minutes or whatever I played on it, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna be in this world and play it like that. And as I said, I think I've reached some kind of like flow state where I didn't even where it's like I could put on a podcast, but I could just be sat here just listening to the beats of this game and be happy with it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's absolutely a podcast game.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
Good.
But I think I'd rather just mellow out and just have silence or like the like low hum of like the radio, like because
Yeah.
there's different radio stations. Like I went to a radio tower and just turned on a radio, and then
Right.
and it's like, okay, get more coverage in this area of the radio station. And there's this news channel, and it's just this very low. So you can't hear anything, and it's just like, yeah, just white noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Good.
Mhm.
Nice. I really like the style of it.
Mhm.
It looks very cool, especially as it is
Mhm.
that kind of more monotonal sort of, snow scene, mountainous sort of,
Yeah.
Almost whiteout in some sort of
Yeah.
shots that they have on the Steam page as well. So, yeah, cool, nice, good. Anything else you want to jump into?
That's all I've played.
Mm.
That's all I've played. I was just looking at my Steam library on my, or what's installed on my Steam Deck. I'm like, I want to play that. I want to play that. I want to play that. And it's like, now that I'm actually playing games more these days, I'm just like, But now I go and buy a new game the day it comes out and just play it instead of the backlog.
Why not?
Because I'm ill. Yeah.
Yes. The other games that you've got, you can come back to them at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Never too late.
Always. Cool. Okay. I will jump in then with a couple of games. The first is just an update on Mafia, whatever it is, the Definitive Edition, which I finished. I enjoyed it. It's a good game. I think I was maybe a touch like it's a good game, but it's of its time. Even in the definitive, the remastered sort of version, a little bit limited in sort of what you can do. It obviously taking you down that kind of corridor experience a lot of the times when you're in a mission rather than being an open world sort of experience. And then when I'd finished it, I've collected, I don't know, 25% of the collectibles throughout the world. And I thought, well, I'll bop around the open world a little bit because there is, I think it's called free ride rather than like free roam, where you can just go into the world and drive around. And I thought, well, I'll do that and I'll see if I can get some more collectibles. There's nothing to indicate where collectibles are. There's nothing I can turn on. There's no, ability. There's no anything. So I'm just like, well, I'm just blindly.
IGN guide from 2005.
Exactly. So I've been blindly driving around. And also to realise that a bunch of collectibles are within the missions themselves. So some areas are locked off from the open world and are within the missions. We go into some buildings and those kinds of things. And so I probably missed, some of the collectibles in the missions. Like, can I be bothered to play a mission through again just to go and get the collectible? No, I can't. I finished with Mafia, and I think I had exactly the same experience that you did when you said you'd sort of played it through. But I kind of got to the end of it and went, "That's kind of enough, actually. I'm all right with that." The controls are a touch janky at times. The voice acting is a little to be desired, but the characters were good. The story was all right. It's a good enough sort of payoff. It's just a good maybe like 10-hour experience, something around that.
I'd play it again because I'm sure it's on like Game Pass or something like that.
I got it through PlayStation Plus. I think that and Mafia 2 and Mafia 3. I think there's it comes out as a trilogy.
Okay.
I think that it came out. So I've got all three. And I did think to myself, do I jump into Mafia 2? And I thought, actually, I kind of want to just jump straight to playing the old country, which it's come out this year. It's the newest experience. It's more akin to the first and second Mafia games than it is to 3. So not as open world, but again, smaller vignettes, smaller sort of story, sort of corridors to run through and things. Whilst it still has a bit of a semi-open world to it. So I've wishlisted it. I'll wait till it's on sale and then I'll pick it up at some point this year.
I do want to so many games just come out and I just completely forget. That's the thing with 1,000 games coming out a year. It's just like, oh, Mafia, the Old Country came out, and then probably another big game came out probably the same day or the same week. But yeah, I'd like to play the Old Country. It looks pretty. So yeah, maybe that would be a good one for winter, where it's like, I wish I was in Sicily.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I thought very, very similar thing. We're playing all these snowy games. Like, no, I just need the sun. Even if it's digital, I just want the sun. Thank you.
Yeah.
Which actually it brings me on to the only other thing I played this week. So I haven't gone back to Hollow Knight. I haven't gone back to anything I've spoken about recently. Artist Impact or anything at all. Because
I did play a game.
Ooh,
Sorry, I'll speak about
on.
that after. Yeah. No, you first.
Okay.
You first.
Well, I did it release yesterday or the day before. One day this week, Skate came out.
Oh yeah.
So the rebooted version.
Public beta or
it
something?
is an early access game.
Right.
So it is free.
Oh.
Currently, there are a couple of paid tiers, but I think at the moment all that unlocks is a bunch of cosmetic stuff. One that I think was about 20 quid and one that was about 40 quid, something like that, I think. But it's on almost everything, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and is a free experience.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
thought it'd be like a paid thing. Interesting.
It is. It's odd because I want to like it more than I do. And going into this, I'm thinking, cool. I enjoyed Skate. I thought Skate was a really good iteration on Tony Hawk's. It's still arcadey enough, but you're getting a little bit more technical using the analog sticks to do your moves and jumping up, and actually the way you fall onto a rail or something is how you're kind of going to grind on it and those kinds of things. And it still does those, but it feels a little bit easy in one sense. It also feels very hard in another. And I think it's... Go on.
It's all right. You carry on.
I think it's odd because it spends almost the whole time I played it, actually, which I could probably bring up the PS up to tell you how long I played it so far. But it feels so far like one big tutorial. You're kind of running through the main scenarios, the main missions, the main story points, and it all feels just like a big tutorialization. And that's okay, because you don't need to go and do that. You can just roam, but you can only roam around the first quarter of the map. So it's an open world kind of map, and you can only roam around the first quarter. Or you could probably roam around the entire thing, but you wouldn't be able to do any of the stuff. And so it throws in a bunch of random points. So it's like, come here and start this mission. And we'll get rid of everyone in the whole world, because it's multiplayer, so you can see other people skating around at the same time. But you go to one of these points, and it gets rid of everybody and says, right, cool, this one is follow this line, and you have to grind this, and you have to flip trick this, and you have to collect all these things. That repeats a lot throughout the map as a sort of a mission type. There's other ones where it leans into the idea that you should throw yourself off of a building, but doesn't have the the X-ray kill cam that Skate had, where you actually jump down and you crush your bones and you see them, you see the rag doll just melt into the ground. I think I'm missing it. So I played 3 hours. So PlayStation tells me so far. It's missing a bunch of what made Skate good, I would say. The music is very modern, very modern.
You sound like such an old
I know,
man.
I really do. I really do. I can't make my man melt into the ground. The music's
Mhm.
shit. The skating's too easy. But I think I mentioned just a minute ago that the skating's too easy, but it's also hard in a way because the depth perception's a little odd, a little off-putting. So you kind of
Mhm.
try and ollie to jump onto a rail, and you're like, oh, I'm nowhere near. Like, I thought I'd be there, but actually all I've done is just crash into the rail instead.
Mhm.
Like, it doesn't feel like it will be consistent because that's the mechanic of the game. You know, you don't hold down longer and jump up to get a bigger jump or anything, or at least that I've experienced. But it just feels odd in terms of the depth perception of it a little bit.
Mm.
And that kind of brings me on to my biggest issue is actually the aesthetic. It looks like Fortnite, and it's really,
Oh,
really
really?
off-putting. It's this very
Wow.
cartoony, very well-textured world, but it just doesn't feel the same. You know, I'm kind of like, cool, I can deck my avatar out in, you know, big baggy jeans and a black vest. You know, when I used to skate, rather than skateboard, when I used to skate, that's, you know, either big baggy t-shirt, huge bolt blue jeans, stuff like that. And I'm like, cool. I want that aesthetic. I want that
Mhm.
90s skater aesthetic for my sort
Oh
of
my
person.
god, it does look like
And
Fortnite.
it all feels too cartoony.
It looks like it was made by AI. It might well have been.
I mean, it might have been.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like skate. It feels like someone's gone,
No.
cool, let's make like a
Let's
mobile version.
Yeah. For the year of our Lord 2025.
Yeah,
What
absolutely.
do the kids
What
like?
do the kids
It's
like?
literally that
Yes.
it's literally that meme, like, hello fellow kids, because isn't he holding a
He
skateboard
is,
as well?
Steve. I'm Steve Buscemi.
It's
Fucking
Buscemi.
hell.
Yeah.
It does feel like that. It
Mm.
absolutely feels like that. And I kind of want to progress a little bit, and I want to open up the next area. But again, it's all like, hey, we're hip. This is the language that we use.
Yeah.
We're
Which is a
shredding.
shame,
We're
'cause, like,
shredding down
the
the things.
environments look nice. The environment looks like look nice from the screenshots anyway.
Yeah, and the world feels, again, you've got a lot of people skating around when you're not in one of these specific kind of runs or on a mission or
Mhm.
something. So the world feels alive. There's lots of people skating around. You can, and I think in a way, and again, much more made for the time that we live in, you can hit a button to kind of link up with somebody. I don't know what that does
Mhm.
because I don't want to do that. But it's, you know, it's definitely built for a different audience than the
Yeah.
people who played skate.
Yeah. I just saw a Games Radar headline. It says Skate launches to mixed reviews on Steam,
Mhm.
with fans dubbing it a gentrified version of Skate 3.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Can you get your pumpkin spiced latte
I
whilst
bet you fucking could.
cycling? Yeah.
It is. It
Oh, boy.
absolutely is.
Mm.
And there's some neat little things in it. Like you can go around the world and pick up songs. So your you know, the amount of songs you've got
That's fun.
maybe aren't as big as they should be. You know, your library of songs is like 10 songs, 15 songs to start with, and you go around the world and you pick songs up. Which I like. I like that idea, but all of the songs so far have been shit. I won't say shit. They're okay songs. They're just not the songs I enjoy listening to. So it doesn't feel like skate at all to me, and it's missing a bunch of stuff which would kind of cement it as a skate game. The only thing that is the same is the logo and the fact that there are skateboards. That's
Yeah.
kind of
they
it.
do. And this was in development for a long time, so it sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like it was just like building an aeroplane whilst in midair, and it's like, okay, we've got the concept down. How can we, over the next course of the next 5 years or whatever it's going to be in beta, like make it so it's going to be what we think modern audiences will like.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas probably in that amount of time, 2 Tony Hawk remasters have come
Yes.
out and absolutely nailed it just by staying true to what the previous vision was.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it just makes, I mean, prior to the second, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, prior to that coming out, it made the first game 1 and 2 seem like even more of a unicorn, because it's like, oh, they just nailed the feeling of it and they just made the game again.
Yeah.
And, you know, put in some, you know, quality of life updates and, you know, put in like the move set that only started like 3 and 4, like, you know, I can't even remember if reverts was in the first two. They weren't, were they? Like
I don't think
reverts
so.
and like
No.
stuff like that, yeah, just like retroactively putting that into 1 and 2, and you know, a lot of people have said about the soundtracks, especially for this last game.
Yes.
But the music that they do put in to replace old soundtrack, it does seem very like curated and like not just like, okay, let's go to Spotify and just find out what the kids are listening to. The soundtracks in 3 and 4, it's like, okay, it doesn't have a lot, like 70% of like the tracks that were in the original games, but we're gonna at least make it so it's like, okay, it's still the same artist, or it's like music of a similar vibe and stuff like that. So it's just like, yeah, I think Skate 4 is a weird entity, and that's why I'm surprised it came out free, early access for free. It's just like, didn't this have enough time in the oven? Surely, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I think the stuff with like the open world and stuff like that, it could have been really fascinating and interesting, but it just seems like it was too long in the tooth in terms of like development.
Yeah.
And not having a clear idea and vision. It seems like they just kept changing things as time went by, and just frantically trying to just shoehorn things probably that weren't needed or not, you know, not true to what the original audience kind of wanted. Yeah, weird. I think if they'd just come out with like, here's Skate 4, bam, and it is just like literally Skate 3 but
Absolutely.
Skate 4 at the time, it would have been, because Tony Hawk hadn't come back then, it would have been great.
Yeah.
Whereas it's just like, okay, let's try and make something that the kids will like.
I think had they have made, you know, even if they'd have just rebranded it as Skate and it wasn't Skate 4, but they kept the aesthetic. They'd kept the vibe with similar kind of soundtracks, and then they'd added in the kind of idea of it being a kind of a semi-multiplayer game where other people inhabit the world and sort of skate around and things. I think that would have worked. You know, keeping the control set and making it feel a little bit more kind of grounded. The aesthetic does make it feel much more arcadey than it kind of needs to be.
Yeah, because that was never the thing with Skate. That's why I never played Skate, because my brain is broken. It has been since like 1998 or whatever. So I can only play with, when you pick up a controller, the skateboard should only do what the Tony Hawk buttons do. So I could never get into Skate because I generally couldn't wrap my head around it. But yeah, that was the thing with Skate, that was a bit more grounded, a bit more true to life, and not just like, okay, I will stick onto a rail just by pressing triangle, doesn't matter if I'm near it or not. And yeah, Skate was more boots on the ground.
Yes, a little.
Boots on the ground skating.
It was. I mean, it still had pro skaters, and you know, as kind of Tony Hawk said.
Yeah.
I think it's just that control, that difference in the control scheme.
Yeah,
isn't it? Ultimately, it's the only kind of thing that Tony Hawk's being a little bit more polygonal, perhaps. Obviously, because it was developed 10 years prior to when Skate was developed. The one thing I will give Skate credit for is, or the new game, is actually Evelyn, who popped in earlier to say goodnight, wanted to have a go. And I've not played a game. I've not played a game for ages where she said, "Oh, can I just have a quick go?" And this, she was like, "Oh, can I just?"
Fortnite.
And I'm like,
Fortnite.
I mean, maybe it's an aesthetic thing, but I think she saw, again, I've been playing Hollow Knight, I've been playing Mafia, and she's just, she's like, "Oh, I was playing Mafia, and I think I was on the last mission, and there was lots of shooting," and she was like, "Can you play the bug game?" And I'm like,
it's bad when you want to play the bug game.
Like, I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay." I'll finish this, and I'll put 6 on for a minute. And then I said, "Oh, actually, I'll put this on instead. It's just come out. Let's have a look." And so we were skating around, and she was like, "Oh, can I just have a quick?" I'm like, "Yeah, have a go, absolutely." And she got the idea of skating around, down and ollieing, and a few little tricks and stuff. And it wouldn't take her long to pick up how to actually, fully kind of take advantage of the game, or at least be able to do a run of something and grind and jump and those kinds of things. And I think the controls are intuitive enough. Again, they've made it simple enough that it is easy for a 9-year-old to pick it up and to start playing it. But then they've aimed it not necessarily at 9-year-olds, but maybe more teeny sort of things. And you can, and as you have been able to do in other games, you can put ramps down, you can put rails down, you can go into like an edit kind of mode where you can just randomly chuck stuff around, and that doesn't appeal to me. I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to put a ramp down.
Yeah,
just build your fucking world that I can ride everything, and I'm good.
Yeah, you want like a tailor-made world. Yeah, back in the day when I was a teenager and playing Tony Hawk, I liked, create a park mode, but that's because we had 2 games to play. So it's like you get as much juice out of that orange as you can. So
yeah, and also you're kind of building something a little bit bigger as well. You're not just chucking a ramp down in the street, which okay, as a kid, skating, we tried to build ramps. We get a bit of plywood that my dad had in the garden and some blocks to chuck it in the garden, and then skate and try and jump up it, and realize that actually a nice chunky bit of 21mm OSB had a lovely big lip on the front of it that you clip as soon as you try to go up it. And there's always that little bit of DIY around kind of skating, but I don't imagine in modern skate scene, don't imagine that DIY is around as much now as it was back then, because there are so many places you can go to skate.
There are more now. Yeah,
it seems like a kind of like we're harking back to the days of yore. Like, yeah, but you're not. Everything about this game is 2025, apart from this one thing that you've decided to cram in it, which actually is just aping Fortnite, where you can just build shit throughout the world as you kind of want to. You haven't got to go to your dad's shed and get a hammer and a bit of OSB and some blocks and try and sort it out. It's just pre-made for you, and you unlock more as you progress through the world. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can go and play Skate or Skate 3 on PlayStation or anywhere. I don't know if it's available as not necessarily a remastered version, but as just a version that's on modern consoles.
Surely it's got to be like EA Play or something like that.
I don't know.
I mean, 1000% they're on Xbox. Just through backwards compatibility.
Through backwards compatibility, perhaps. So
I'd imagine they're on like the EA Play app or something like that.
Yeah, if I put in Skate on the PlayStation Store, I get the new version. I get a game which came out last year, maybe the year before, called Session, which was again a skate simulation. Oh, actually, it says skate. Yeah, Session skate sim. I get Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. I get the game Skater XL, which again is another game that came out more recently. and then Skate Story, which hasn't come out yet, and a few other Skate, but not Skate 2 or 3.
Interesting.
So it's not on PlayStation.
No, but I'd imagine PC and like 99.9% sure they're on Xbox.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a way, but not a convenient way.
No, I'll have
depending on the
to
platform.
again searching on Steam. Obviously, the top 4 are Skate, the new one that's come out. Then again, it's very similar to the PlayStation Store. It's Session. It's a game called Virtual Skate, which wasn't on PlayStation. It's Skatebird, Skate Story, Skate City, Skate Rift, True Skate, Skate RPG, but Skate is not on here. I've realised I've said the word skate so many times it's lost all meaning now.
Yeah, it's on EA Play though.
Okay.
But it's probably when that era where they weren't putting stuff on Steam and they were just like, let's put everything on EA. Whatever Origin or whatever it used to
Origin,
be called.
yes. Yeah.
God. Bad times those were. Yeah. Yeah, the aesthetic alone put me off Skate. Yeah, I think I just wonder if there's something like evolutionarily different between our brains and the kids' brains, because I don't know how you can look at that art style of like Fortnite and be like, oh yeah, I want to play this. This looks nice. But yeah, I sound old now.
No, but I agree. You don't get that the key art on these stores isn't the same. You know, as lots of games are. It's not the same art as it is kind of in the game, but it's kind of got this nice grungy, sketchy kind of element to the key art. But
that's what I was looking at, and it was like, it looked nice.
Yeah,
but not that in motion.
No.
No.
They
lied to me.
Not at all. It's much more tonal in the key art, as you would imagine, than it is in the game, which is just a bit too cartoony for me.
Yeah.
And it's again, it's aesthetics I can kind of look over a little bit. But there are the issues with it being a little bit too easy. It being a bit the game was like,
because he can
climb this building. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, why would I climb the side of a building to jump off? I just want to skate. If you want me to climb the building,
Tony Hawk Underground. That's where they got that.
Well, I mean, there is a little bit of that. There is definitely that kind of like, we've made a map and we've tried to make it a bit vertical, and so there's various levels that you can kind of skate around. And they've got like what's the where cities are turning their the High Line, where cities are turning their old railway tracks, which are raised above the city, into kind of walkways and things. This version of Skate has like a version of the High Line, which is kind of been transformed for skating around. So lots of planters to grind a few sort of ramps to jump up and those kinds of things. So they're trying to make it kind of vertical. And I like the idea. As a kid, when we used to skate, we would, jump off. We would practice our grabs off of the beach wall, which was 6-ish foot high, maybe slightly higher, off of the esplanade down onto the beach. And we used to go to in Weymouth, where the beach is split into sand on one side and stones and shingle, shale on the other. And we used to go to the stony side because we knew if we jumped into the stones, ultimately we weren't going anywhere. We'd just stop.
Yeah.
So we used to skate like down, jump off the wall, jump off the side, and just pull grabs off of that, just to practice being able to do that kind of thing. So I get the sense that you want a bit of verticality to it. But this is like, here's the ground, you're like 10 stories up. The High Line's maybe like 3 stories up. Yeah. But then you can climb to the top of some buildings. I'm like, it's just a bit much as well.
Yeah.
Like, and again,
especially the fact the body crumbling that you're seeking.
Very much like the character ragdolls when he hits the
Mhm.
ground. They hit the ground, but there's no crunch to it. I want the crunch. I need to
What a
know. I
cannibal
need to
next time.
know I've melted into the pavement.
Uh,
Good, but I might play it a bit more. I will probably
mhm,
more than likely play it when I'm sat with Evelyn, so we can,
mhm.
you know, both kind of have a go. And I may talk about it some more, but who knows? Who knows? It's still in early access.
Mm.
Let's see what they do with it. EA are very open to hearing feedback and changing
Okay.
the game and things as it goes through. But they're not going to redo the art style, are they? Obviously.
They could. They could just turn the Fortnite knob down. Fortnite
I wonder if that's just a
aesthetic.
slider.
It is, yeah.
Currently on 8. They go down to
Which
6 and
engine
just
did
see
they
what
make
that
it in?
does.
Unreal Unity? Oh,
I don't know. I
it's
don't
not
know what they made it
Snowdrop
in.
or
To be
whatever
fair.
it is. So, like,
Well, yeah.
Epic
Frost
probably
something.
have a Frostbite.
Yeah.
Epic probably have a tool where it's like the Fortnite-ometer, where you can just turn it to that art style and back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Skate, we hardly knew ye.
The obituary comes out like next week. It is in Frostbite, in fact. That is the engine
Oh,
that the
is
new
it?
Skate is in. It's in Frostbite.
Interesting.
Good. Okay. You mentioned you had another game you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, it was I had a spare hour and I was sick of playing a Hollow Knight. And it's called Poco, Poco. It's a point and click adventure game which was made by a group of students and it released for free.
Nice.
And as a free outfit made by students, it's very, very good. It's got like the world is 2D.
Mhm.
It's got like these 3D, like almost claymation kind of characters in it. So it's got a really cool art style look to it. It's sort of like, I don't know, maybe a Sam & Max kind of look to it. But yeah, you're just this little clown. Basically try to get in the circus. Failed your like kind of entry exam to get into the circus. And it's just tossed away to this kind of like this underworld where all the clown rejects go. And then, when I say underworld, it's like this really colourful, flowery kind of like place to it. So it's like it actually looks like quite an Eden. But yeah, it's a point and click in the sense that you're speaking to these. There's a few characters in the world. It's like this character needs this. This character needs this. So it's like it's sort of like fetch questy. And instead of having like, well, you have an inventory, but you can't combine items. And instead of like dragging each item from your inventory into something interactable in the world, instead you click on the thing in the world, and it's like it says, okay, this these vines that need cutting, pick something from your inventory.
Right.
And so you just cycle through your inventory, and if you
Nice.
have it, you use it. If you don't, then it's like, oh, okay. But it's a much quicker way of cycling through like your inventory. So it like kind of lessens the solving puzzles just by attrition and just like through process of elimination. It gets rid of that for the most part. So yeah, it's quite simple. But it's like got like good quality of life things in it to the point where you're just thinking, were these students like, did they play games from the 90s?
Yeah.
Are they all like 40-year-old students? Where it's like, oh, we know to like, make the inventory system much simpler. We know to like, always, just double click and the character runs so they're not walking everywhere. In fact, there's actually a toggle so you can just run automatically. So yeah, it's got these really nice touches, and as I say, for a free game, student game as part of their thesis project, whatever. It's really good.
Nice.
It took me about an hour and a half, and it was just like, yeah, this is a nice, relaxing point-and-click adventure game. You know, some dark humor to it as well, which was like actually really good. To fit that in like such a small time frame. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Good.
Definitely recommend. It's free.
Yeah, and having a quick look on Steam, in the spirit of Adil, I had a look at the reviews, and actually, it released in May of this year, so a couple of months to be able to garner some reviews. They have nearly 3,000 reviews, and it is overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
And I have scrolled and scrolled and scrolled and scrolled, and they are all positive reviews. Recently, about 600 over the last month.
Oh, good to see it doing
99% of 579 reviews are positive. So
yeah, because you'd think it's like, someone, I don't know, from like LucasArts or something like that, just put out this as like a smaller title, just like something that was just like, I don't know, Loom, one of the lesser known like LucasArts games, or The Dig, and they put this out, and it's just like, yeah, it's just really well done. Like there's no complaints or quibbles to it. It's just very well made. It's which is impressive considering that it's a student game.
Absolutely.
And it's like they know. It's like you could, someone who's been playing point and click games all their life, or has been making them all their life, would put out something of this quality. So yeah, very, very impressive.
Nice. And having a quick look through Steam, it's been published by someone called Micah Borsier, who has their own game, which is free on Steam, which came back out back in 2019, which is a hand-drawn 2D puzzle game. And then there's also another game that came out back in 2023 called The Multimedium, which again, another kind of like hand-drawn, hand-colored, almost like collage type aesthetic to it, which is a 2D puzzle platformer again, but slightly different. Again, made again by Micah, but perhaps the lecturer, perhaps someone involved with the course. Yeah.
So someone who, I'd imagine so. I think I looked at the Kickstarter briefly, and I think maybe it was like the lecturer or something. He's probably got like a bit more knowledge and background in games and stuff like that. But you'd imagine like, just guidance, and the students, implemented these things. So it's all well and good saying like, oh yeah, you got to make sure the character can run, like put this quality of life thing in it. They still have to do it. They still have to program that. So really impressive.
Nice.
Considering what it is. Yeah.
Good. I do, as you say, it's sort of that claymation sort of art style. It almost reminds me a little bit of like Bug Snacks or something like that as well.
Yeah.
As a modern sort of thing, but with the 2D painted backgrounds, and the way that the animations kind of work is interesting. Like the characters are very kind of, that little bit of kind of claymation, but when the 2D art is kind of moving, it's very almost like static motion. It's anything that actually has some motion to it is in that kind of like claymation art style. Anything that can just move in a singular kind of line is in that 2D thing. So obviously they're great that there's these different techniques being kind of used in the game as well, either through efficiency or just through actually we can just make this do this, so let's do that.
Really nice look to it, and just like really cute little things. Like every time your little clown character moves, you hear his little bell on his hat jingling, and,
that's cool.
And like the cursor is like a glove, and like a clown glove, and like when you put it on something that is interactable, like the fingers start wiggling, or like when you can talk to someone, it does like this puppet hand like chat like thing.
Nice,
like
that's
that.
cool.
It's like it's a lot of care and attention went into it. So I'm glad. It seems to be doing the rounds and is gaining some popularity since May.
Nice.
'Cause,
Good.
yeah, very good. Very good.
Brilliant. Cool. Okay. Well, that's a nice place to live. A very positive place to leave it for
Yeah.
us this week.
Glad we left it there and not
Yeah.
on Fort skate night.
Skate night, yeah. Absolutely. We should never speak of it again. Let's talk about beers, though. Lucy, we'll come back to the
Yeah.
alcohol-free beer.
The Cosmic Turtle, as you say, great name. Yeah, my thoughts didn't really change. It's a nice flavor, and as I say, it doesn't have that kind of off-putting, like weird tinny sweetness that some of the alcohol-free
Yep.
beers. So it's like a really enjoyable drink. I say drink because beer, it doesn't do the beer things. Doesn't do them even close to well enough for me to be like, yeah, that's a good alcohol-free beer. It was a nice, refreshing drink.
Yeah.
I feel better for it. I could have just had water, but it's like, oh, this was nice. So yeah, I leaving things on a positive note, I'll just leave it at that. As a beer, not so much. As a drink, enjoyed myself.
Fair.
Mhm.
Good. Okay. A step up, perhaps, or a sideways step from water.
Yes. Yes.
Good. The Hop City, the Europe double IPA. It didn't change. Again, the same as you. Very, very similar to how it started. I've got a tiny, tiny bit left, but I'm very thankful. The tang did go, so I'm left with that slightly riper. I think they said fresh melon, but actually feels a little ripe now. But maybe that's more sort of age. But that slightly riper melon, a little bit of lemonade. You're getting that nice lemon, that citrus kind of cutting through as well. It's a nice flavour. It's one where it's a nice flavour, but I think I need something more from my double IPAs. Like if they'd have said this is an IPA, I'd have been like, yep, absolutely, nice mix of flavours. You know, I can see this being 6%, absolutely. This being 8%, there's no kind of volume to it. It's not that big. It's not that bold. It doesn't feel like it's a bigger beer. It's just a little lacking in the style, but it's still a nice enough beer. And as I said, the tang went, so it was just my palate acclimatizing to that mix of flavors. And that aftertaste is now much more the melon than it is kind of anything else, which is pleasant. You know, it's a nice sort of aftertaste. Could it have had maybe something else going on towards the end of the beer? Maybe, but then they'd have had to change the recipe and it would have been a different beer. So I think it's good. It's good. It's just not quite a great double IPA.
Yeah, and there are so many great ones around. Seems like it's picked up again. There was I think like last year there was a bit of a dearth of like double IPAs. I think maybe because of the duty and stuff like that and taxes, but it seems like they've made somewhat of a comeback.
Absolutely.
Recently, I'm seeing more of them, so that's good. So
we sort of had that almost a low point for double IPAs that kind of followed on from kind of COVID, where they were all that little bit earthy and a little bit sort of vegetal, and everyone went down that kind of route with double IPAs, and it was we've talked at length for tens of episodes about this period of time, which I can't tell you exactly when it was, but just remember that there's sort of a winter of discontent for double IPAs, isn't it, really? Just like that actually lasted about 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, because I remember Dale was one of the definite ones where we were like, what happened to like the big like,
absolutely.
I just want a fruit bomb.
And cloud water.
Like,
very much. Like, but you got to think it was a bit of a Brexit and a bit of a COVID issue in terms of the sort of ingredients that they potentially had to work with
Possibly.
as a
Yeah.
as a group of breweries around the UK. But we are definitely getting back to that point where we're getting a few more fruitier,
Thank goodness.
bigger double IPAs.
Now
this
bring
one
back the
still quite nice.
stouts now. Bring back the stouts. Bring back it's stout weather soon.
It
Bring
is.
back
It will
the imperial stouts.
be. Ooh.
Thick ones.
Yes. This is my only issue with being off of Twitter is that not enough of the brewing world has come across the Blue Sky. Like a lot of it's on Instagram.
Yeah. Instagram.
Which Instagram's okay.
It's harder to interact with, like, I think, because
Absolutely.
it is just like marketing first on
Yes, very
Instagram.
much. Yeah.
Mm.
It'd be nice if everyone's over on Blue Sky, and I will just throw in that I've created a starter pack on Blue Sky for UK craft beer, trying to find as many people as possible, from commentators to journalists to breweries to individuals. So hit me up if you want a link to that. I think I just posted it on my thing, which is at Nova47 over on Blue Sky, if you want to have a look for that. And always open to adding anyone that comes across, any breweries or people that go, actually, we will go across the Blue Sky. But I feel a bit of out of the loop slightly with not being on Twitter as much anymore, because I would imagine it's still being used. Maybe maybe not quite 100%, but I would imagine it's being used to sort of 80% capacity that it was. Stuff may not be being pushed to people as much because of the changes to the algorithms and what is being pushed out. But I think people are still over there, still posting, more so than have come over to Blue Sky.
Possibly, but yeah, I think probably Instagram is where they've nested.
Yes, just awful company number 2. You can't win, can you?
No, they're all. To end on a note, a more positive note, which is because Instagram is owned by Meta, and I just saw a news headline of like a live AI demo at Meta.
I saw this.
Had gone awry, with Mark Zuckerberg blaming Wi-Fi, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Or it just doesn't work. Maybe it just doesn't work.
Which we all knew, but both of them were like, oh, it's the Wi-Fi. And yet you're coming through crystal clear in like 4K or whatever. Yeah, so it's just,
we've identified it was that single router that we were linking to. That's the only problem that was there.
And they took it outside Meta headquarters and shot it afterwards. I thought Mark Zuckerberg was just gonna be like, oh, okay, here's the actual humble moment, because they were like laughing about it. And I was like, oh, he's gonna say something like, well, that was crap, but we're still working on it. But it was like, no, it's the Wi-Fi. Every opportunity he has to act like a normal human being, he just tanks it. You would have thought like pretending to like brisket would be
blame someone else.
A shoe-in, but it's like, no. He fails every time.
Absolutely. Blame someone else and not make it seem like it's my fault.
Blame AT&T or whoever it is over there. Or Verizon. Get on the phone to them and say,
it is.
Your router has not the share price from Meta AI. By 150%.
Not to take it too far the other way, but there was a lovely state dinner over here full of tech CEOs and people. I did see a very good post on Blue Sky from somebody that ultimately was the video of identifying all of these tech, Trump, King Charles, and all of these tech CEOs, and all the post said was "Welcome to the UK, Agent 47." I was just like, yes. Fucking perfect. That is the perfect fucking hitman mission. Absolutely.
Drop a chandelier on all of them.
Just instant rat poison in the soup, isn't it? Done. Just hit them all in one go. Not that we advocate for the death of people or violence in any kind of way at all. But as a video game,
Except for
what a
those who
good...
deserve it.
Yeah, well, that's very true. Apart from those people who do deserve it. Good. What a good place to pin our hats and flags and masts and all of those other things that you pin. And to close out on saying, go to outlaws.net, go to their YouTube, because that is where you can see our faces and see the beers that we have been drinking. I'm Nova47 on Blue Sky. Lucy, where can people get you?
Juicy Loose 9 everywhere. I'll be putting up some more things on Substack, hopefully, in the middle of writing a Poco review.
Nice. I not to spoil the party, but I did read only last week that there are some issues with Substack as well.
I mean, doesn't surprise me.
It's like, the internet is the Wild West. We get it. And it should be the Wild West, in a way. It shouldn't be as restricted as the UK has decided it's going to try and restrict it to. But being the Wild West, you can choose where to do these things. And it's kind of a very curated Wild West. Like, yes, you can put stuff wherever you like, but there's actually only really 3 places that anyone's going to look for these things that are anything. And they're all owned and operated by awful fucking people.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I think, we can find our own little uplifting communities within these behemoths, which are, on the whole, terrible. But, hey, I'm sure a lot of people had their sexual awakenings as furries on Tumblr. Yeah.
Oh, mate, bring back Tumblr. Tumblr must still exist, surely. Good. Let's just enjoy the internet. Go to the places that you enjoy. Speak to the people that you like.
We've got nowhere else to go, Ben. We got nowhere else to go. You've seen outside.
That's absolutely. As the winter starts creeping in, as the fascists start rallying in the streets, we'll just stay inside and just tap on our keyboards.
That said, all the flags have made the place a little bit more colourful. Those are the safest areas to go. Like, if you see like a bunch of England flags and Union Jacks, you know that's a quiet area because they're too busy writing stuff on Daily Mail comments. Those people haven't seen the sun in 5 years. That's why they think there's an immigrant like on their doorstep taking over their jobs. So those areas are quiet. Like, go walk there. It's fine.
Nice, perfect. Oh, good. Get your exercise in flag waving places. Thank you very much for joining us. We've been Tanked Up, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.
www.outoflives.net